Welcome back to this channel. If you are joining us for the first time, we just want to welcome you. Don't forget to subscribe and comment if you have any comments about this show. Today we'll be cooking for you split peas stew. Yes, I said it right, split peas stew. To start off with, we have the ingredients I'm going to show you first. This is the bag. This is the split peas here we have, okay? We have the pork meat pre-cooked, about a cup of flour, hot peppers, 1 sweet onion, 2 bouillon cube, all-purpose seasoning, black pepper, and almost I would say maybe almost a teaspoon of garlic powder. So to start off the cooking process, I'm going to open this pack for you, the pack of split peas. Let's start the process. I'm going to pour it into the pot. Here. Okay. And I'm going to give it a light wash before cooking it. Just a light wash. If there's anything in here, you can do to remove whatever don't need to be in here. So just a light wash. Give it a little shake. Turn off the faucet. Pour it out. Alright, so this should be good enough. So now you want to have cold water. Just eyeball it to be over the peas. Alright, this is what we have. So I'm going to put it on the stove on high to medium heat. You want to cook this about, I would say, about an hour, close to an hour, because you want it to break down. When it breaks down, that's when you begin the seasoning process. It stretches out and it breaks down. So when you see, when that consistency is same, all you need to do is to start the seasoning process, okay? So that's what we're going to do. Have it boil, and then we'll let you see how it goes before we start the seasoning process. This is how you want it to look. The peas is breaking down right now. It stretches in size and it's breaking down. So you have to keep your eye on it. Don't go away from the stove because it might burn on you. You have to be around to make sure it goes this way. Now that it's gone this way, you can see that it stretches a little bit and it's breaking down. So you have to keep stirring a little bit and give it another 5 to 10 minutes before the seasoning process. Okay, it's time for us to season the peas. See how much it broke down. It looks like soup right now, so this is what we want. It's all broken down. So we'll start to season. This is the garlic powder, black pepper, all-purpose seasoning, about 4. This is optional. If you don't want, if you don't eat a lot of spices, you can decrease the amount of pepper that you put in here. But this is hot pepper, so it's optional. And I'm gonna put the 2 chicken bouillon cubes in there, and the onions, sweet onion. Let me see here. Give it another stir. Yep, we got 1 red. This is sweet onions. I love the sweet onions because it's tastier. I just think it's better to the taste for some reason. Next, we're gonna put in the dumplings now that I just showed you. It's just water with a cup of flour. Just put it in. You don't need a lot. Drop it here. Spread it out a little bit. You don't want them together. It's better when they're spread out before putting them in. I mean, when you're putting them in, it has to be spread out. Okay, this should be about good. Just a little bit of dumpling. You don't want the whole thing. Just okay. Now we to go down. And you see, you can barely see the peas anymore because now the dumpling is setting in. You allow it to settle. Okay. It settles in. And then we got a pork meat that's been pre-cooked over here. I'm doing this because I don't want to spill the I don't want to spill the soup on my clothes, so I'm putting it in like like this, but you can just dump it in. This is good enough here. And I'm taking precaution because the dumpling in there as well has to cook. But the pork meat has been pre-cooked, seasoned and pre-cooked. Let me give it another stir. Okay, gotta be careful as you do that because the dumpling is in there. Put a little bit more of the pork meat because I still have enough room here for it. Okay, we allow it to boil. And then what I'm gonna do right now, let it boil before pouring the stew in it, chicken stew. So this is what you have right now. Allow it to boil, and then I will add the chicken stew into it. So don't go away, grab a snack, and be right back with us. I'm gonna show you, I took off the dumplings that I made. This is how it looks. See there? It's just flour and water. That's all I have in it. So I'm just showing you how it looks when it boils down with the piece. So I already pre-cooked the chicken gravy. It's just simple recipe. Just tomato paste, onions, pre-cook your chicken, drop it in. And then what's gonna happen, this is the stew now that I'm pouring into the piece. Gotta be careful with this. Alright. This is the stew. Chicken stew, chicken gravy, however you call it. You just add it onto the piece and allow everything to boil. Now as it simmers, don't allow it to dry too much, because if it dries and you're ready to eat it, you might have to put more water in it, and it kills the taste. So allow it to go for the most 5 minutes. 5 minutes is good enough. And during the preparation of the chicken gravy, you don't want to put a lot of seasoning because you've already seasoned the piece. Use very light seasoning, like a half a teaspoon of all-purpose seasoning, 1 cube. That's it. Don't add any more seasonings, because if you add more seasoning into the chicken gravy, you will make the piece will become salty. So be very careful on the seasonings, because I use mild seasoning for the piece. You do the same with the chicken gravy. Okay, so allow it to boil for the next I would say not more than 5 minutes. Yeah, 8 minutes roughly. And allow it to simmer. Okay, so we'll be right back. Don't go away. Grab a snack, and we will show you the finishing process. Okay, the split piece has been boiling about 20 to 25 minutes. This is how you want it to look. As you notice, you cannot see a pea in there. Everything has been like evaporated, it's gone away, kind of thing. If you see there, it's gone. That's how you want it. You want the peas to actually evaporate, where you can only see the excess of it. Here goes our dumpling, is still intact, and our chicken. So this is how you want it to look before serving. Okay, it's easy and delicious as you want it. If you've been watching the show from the beginning, we have split pea stew for you today. And yes, I said split pea stew. This is the end of the preparation. It's already here as we've been showing. If you've been watching from the beginning, we'll show you the whole process. At the end of the split pea boiling, all you want to do is add the chicken soup. Simple chicken soup, tomatoes, onions. There you have it. You got the chicken in there. You put a little bit of spice. You have to go very light on the seasoning, because you want to have the split peas to taste proper. You don't want it to be salty or over salty. You just want it to be mild as you prepare, because knowing that you have to put in the chicken stew, you go very light on the chicken stew as well. Be very careful. Be very, very careful with the seasoning. You want it to be light, because you don't want to have a salty split pea soup. Okay, as for the dumpling part, as I showed you earlier, the dumpling is actually what my mom always used when we're always cooked in the split pea soup. While I was growing up, I was always there in the kitchen with her, watching her little tricks. I remember having her, I remember her putting these, making a dumpling the same way, water and a little bit of flour, and dropped it in there. I remember enjoying it while growing up. Thanks, Mom. That was a good idea. And this special request today, this slippy soup today is actually a special request for my sister, Chantal. She loves slippy soup, but she wanted to know, she just wanted to have the guidelines of the steps that she needed for this stew. It's not a difficult recipe. It's easy as long as you follow the steps. Be very, very careful on the seasoning, because you are also pouring in chicken gravy, as you may call it. Go very light on the seasoning. The other seasonings, the directions will be in the description box. So don't forget to go in there. If you're not sure on the seasoning part, it's all gonna be in the description box. If it's your first time joining us today, thanks for joining us. We have more videos coming ahead for you. Don't forget to subscribe, share whenever you can, and it's going to be a good thing for us. So until next time, be safe, be good, take care, and goodbye for now.